Okay, so you're about to buy an investment property,
Hopefully.
hopefully. And I think you had some few questions of how to find a good property manager that can really see what you're striving to achieve with your property.
Yeah, so I mean, for me, when it comes to picking a property manager, I like to do my research. I don't just pick whoever. I like to have conversations with people. For me, it's important to find someone that I feel connects with me, because it's not just a one-off transaction. You know, if you pick a property manager, they're going to be your point of contact for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 10 years. And so for me, it's really important that my property manager is knowledgeable and passionate and energetic. They don't necessarily have to have been in the industry the longest, but they have to be passionate about what they do, because then I know that they're going to be happy to answer my calls, answer my questions, and do the best job for me with my property.
Cool. Well, I've got some tips to help you on your search. So I guess the first one is it's about connecting, because you are going to be in this long-term relationship with a person who's not only managing the property but effectively a small business. So I'd actually recommend, like you would when trying to sell a place, go out and actually meet some property managers, maybe pretend to be a tenant and try and connect and just see how they represent the owner and the property when they're doing open homes, and just see how they work with everybody that's coming through the property at the time and how they represent it all. Another tip for you is ask for some testimonials and references, because you don't want to be promised something by somebody and not have them back it up. And I think if somebody's really happy with someone's services, they take the time to leave a testimonial reference, and those property managers will be super happy to show them.
Yeah, of course.
Another option is, are you concerned with fees at all?
Probably sounds silly, but not really. For me, the money isn't so much as important as the person that I'm employing, because that tiny difference, I mean, I know with management fees it could be as different as, like, the difference is maybe a coffee a week or something in price. Like, it's not really that big of a difference, but for me it's more important to get someone who I know is going to do a really good job, and that's probably going to save me more money in the long term than a cheaper fee. But I know a lot more people probably think that's more important to them, but I suppose working in this industry, I know that you pay for what you get. So
yeah, look, I definitely think when it comes to fees, you definitely have to look at it. You have to crunch your numbers and know how things are going to work, but you got to look at things in the long run. And sometimes we've found where there's places that are discounting fees, they're discounting their services. So you want to make sure you're getting the complete package, a good reasonable fee, but also that delivers the results, optimizes your investment, and keeps you competitive all throughout the time that you're working with that agent. One other thing I would recommend when you're effectively interviewing some property managers is to actually ask them some challenging questions and see if they can get those negotiating boots on, and if they'll actually come back and not just be a yes person with you and actually give you the true honest feedback that they need to give you. Totally lost my words there.
Having not had an investment property before, I don't really know too much about it. What would be a challenging question you would recommend I ask?
How does land tax work, and when am I charged land tax?
Okay.
So there's a little trick there, which maybe I won't tell everybody, but there is something when it comes to land tax, which is a huge cost for investors in Canberra.
A massive.
But there are ways that you can actually effectively rent your property at a particular time to avoid up to a quarter's worth of land tax, which in the long run can save a bit of money. And also, if and when you're moving into the home, which you may do, you can also move in at a smart time to make sure you're not just getting a few days rent and being charged another whole quarter's worth of land tax.
Yeah, that's good to know.
I'd also, one other thing I'd actually ask them is what vision do they have in keeping your property competitive in the market. So if you're buying something older, you need to continuously keep up with the times, because there's a lot of new developments in town, and you need to make sure that you're competing with those properties, because some people want new, some people want the old vintage style place, but they want to have those luxury comforts like air conditioning and a dishwasher, and if you don't have them, your property is not going to be not bring in as much return as what you would hope.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really good point.
Yeah, so basically I guess my biggest thing is you want to make sure you're building a relationship and having a team effort when it comes to you and your property. You want to make sure that you're working with somebody that actually has the passion and the enthusiasm to look after the place as if it was their own.